everybody. Welcome to the first episode of 2024 of the Mamapreneur Podcast. I am your fabulous hostess with the mostest, Robin, and welcome to episode 59, everybody. I am so glad to be here and be in your presence tonight. Tonight, I have some amazing boss ladies, and I cannot wait for you to get to know a little bit more about them and what they do and why they do what they do. So, before I get to these amazing ladies, you guys in the audience, I put you to work every episode. So, you got some work to do before I even get to my ladies. So, first things first, I would love for you all to share the live broadcast, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube. Share. I always do drawings every episode. And so I always give good treats. So you must share in order to provide some good treats. All right. So, and put hashtag Mamapreneur in the comments. All right. So I will do the drawing shortly after the show. And in order to get entered into that drawing, you must share and can't talk tonight. Put that hashtag Mamapreneur in the comments. All right. So that's your first order of business. Also, with this platform, it has grown to outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth border. And we have people that come onto the show or who tune in from all over the country. And so I would love to know where you're from, where you're tuning in from. Post that in the chat as well. That would be great. I would love to know where everyone is watching or listening in this case from. All right. Also, I know we have tons of entrepreneurs who tune into the show. This show wouldn't be here if I didn't attend a networking event. And so I want our entrepreneurs in the audience, whether you're on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, let us know your business. Tag your business, social media, website, whatever. Let's network amongst each other in the comments. All right. So let us know where you are tuning in from, what your business name is, and don't forget to share. It's simple, quick and simple, guys. All right. So, few announcements before I get to my ladies. So, first things first, make sure that you're subscribed to the Mamapreneur Podcast YouTube channel. Within my YouTube channel, I'm also going to be, the show is live right now. So if you're in YouTube right now, you can go ahead and subscribe right now. Or after the show, for those who are not in YouTube, you can go ahead and click that subscribe button in YouTube. I'm also going to be updates, all kind of things besides the show being streamed there will be also on the Mamapreneur Podcast YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe. Also, for my people who have been wanting to come onto the show and promote their businesses, I am now booking for 2024. We're booking as early as May of 2024 as we speak. So if you are interested in becoming a guest or a sponsor on the Mamapreneur Podcast for 2024, please shoot me a message. Also, there's a Calendly link to book a chat with me if you are wanting to know more about guest spots or affiliate marketing spots. I'll be happy to provide more information. So that Calendly link will be posted, and I look forward to hearing from you. Again, we're booking as of right now, May of this year is where we're having openings. So hope that you can come and join us on this Mamapreneur Podcast train. Choo-choo. Anyway, also, save the date. Next Tuesday, January 16th, I am hosting a webinar about the power of investing in yourself as an entrepreneur. I do have limited seats for this event, so please make sure that you register for the event because I will be closing registration soon. So a PayHip link should be coming up at some point of the show, where I'll post it as well. Come on, sound effects. All right. But yes, my first of many webinars through the year. One next month is going to be on podcasting and all of the things. So look out for that one. but the webinar for next week is next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I hope to see you all there. For my first time guests, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight and welcome to the show. For my people that have been on all 59 episodes who have watched or listened, thank you guys for your continuous support. Before I get to my affirmations, I would love to give my shout out to Kesha Kesh, CEO of Power Team, who always gives me this opportunity. 59 episodes, boo. I'm very grateful for another year doing this thing called the Mamapreneur Podcast. And thank you all for your support of the platform. All right. So on my shows, I firmly believe in affirmations and manifestation. I believe when you speak positive things will come. So wanted to give a few 2024 affirmations and speak over you all today, because we gotta, again, speak life into our life. We can't just, always think, oh, well, maybe it's not gonna happen. You gotta think positive things and speak it, and it will happen. Especially if it's in alignment with God, He's gonna work it out. So, all right. So feel free to write this down, honey. Put it in your notes section. We got the notes section over here in the phone. Well, if you Apple, use, I don't know about Android, sorry, Android ministry. I can't assist you, but you write it down, notepad, whatever, your journal. But I got a few affirmations for you all today. So hope you guys enjoy. Okay. 2024 will be our year of suddenly. Okay. 2024 will be our year of the suddenly. We've been praying. We've been doing all the things. We've been doing all the work. And it's going to be the suddenly. He's going to make it happen. Okay. I believe that for everybody today. Okay. In 2024, we will relax and remain calm and let God lead the way in our lives personally and in our businesses. I know that was long. I'm going to say it again. All right. In 2024, we will relax and remain calm and let God lead the way in our lives personally and in our businesses. 2023, some of y'all were just as anxious as all get out. We're going to calm down. We're going to take a chill pill. Somebody else can do it better than we can. All right. In 2024, we will be executing and taking action in our businesses. In 2024, we will be executing and taking action in our businesses. We could say all day we need to make $1 million. We could say it all day. I'm going to have a $10,000 month this month. But are we executing and taking action? All right. In 2024, major doors are opening up for our businesses. In 2024, major doors are opening in our businesses. And lastly, in 2024, we will have an abundance mindset. It starts with the mindset and it goes from there. Everything else comes behind that. In 2024, we will have an abundance mindset. Thank you, sound effects. Okay, that was all. I hope you guys enjoyed those lovely affirmations. Now, I'm going to get to my ladies. So, I talk a lot on this show about networking and getting yourself out there and just meeting people and things like that. And so last year, got the opportunity to join an organization, big networking community, Forbes BLK. And if you're not a part of Forbes BLK, you might want to look into it. It's a big network. It's a lot of people in it, but you connect with the folks you need to connect to. Chloe Love was one of those people. And it's been amazing to get to know her so far. Chloe, baby, Chloe, I don't have my shirt on right now, but I like to call Chloe the Jackie of all trades today. I thought I'd do a lot. This baby got me beat. Chloe, business coach, does consulting, branding, member of Forbes Coaches Council. She's an author. Okay, she's done it all. Okay. So, but she's out here doing amazing things. And I love if you to go to her social media right now just to look to see how much she is pouring into business owners and her wanting to see, especially business owners of color, grow and advance. It is just amazeballs. And so I want her. Well, first off, before she even introduces herself, I need everybody in the audience to give her some hand claps in the chat. Hand claps for Chloe, all the way from New York, everybody. Chloe Love. Hey, boo. How are you today?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I want you to tell everyone a little bit about you and your brand.
So, Chloe Love LLC is the company. I started off in the music industry and I had a recording studio and music production company that everyone who was somebody came through in Brooklyn. And that's where I learned the majority of the tricks in the trade to business. After 8 years, I closed the physical location, but we still are a functioning music production company that does most of the music on TV that you listen to every day, VH1, ESPN,
Wow.
movies. So that's where I started in business and learned a lot of the tricks to the trade. I started in talent management. And from talent management, I evolved into brand development. And that's where I'm at today. And I'm loving it. And I love helping people have those breakthroughs and monetizing off their passion. It's a passion of mine. So I'm not only the president, I'm also a client of my own services. And yeah, that's it.
I love it. I love it. Um, Come on, sound effects. So, Chloe, what made you say, okay, we've ran the record label, all the things in entrepreneurship? What made you say, I want to turn this into a business?
Yeah, so I I grew up in the music industry. My dad is an artist. I've seen some things in the music industry, and how people can be successful in one moment and have like these devastating downfalls. And one of the things I wanted to practice with the artists that I was developing is that outside of music, they understood investment, property, having businesses. Not to say if it didn't work, it's not about it working or not, but it's also about securing yourself and expanding on your assets. So I started that in my 20s with my artists, like small things, checking everyone's credit, making sure that we were developing the credit, building LLCs for them, making sure they were building their business credit. I didn't know everything, but I knew at least those things.
Get
And
started.
then
Yeah.
speaking to them about, buying property and whatever I knew at the time. I just knew that being talent wasn't enough. And then I started to see that trend in the industry where so many people were opening up businesses outside of just singing, acting. And I was grateful to notice that trend early and move with it on how I wanted to impact people who were talented in one way or another, but also still develop and structure businesses to always have those assets coming in and that revenue.
And that's good because a lot of companies, A&R, whatever, they don't really teach that. It's
No.
just All right, do this. What we need you to do on this contract. Okay. Okay. We're releasing you
Yeah.
now from your contract.
Yeah.
Okay. Call it a day. So I love that. And so you have a whole coaching brand,
Hmm.
all the things. So kind of expound on that, the coaching programs, because you never know who may be listening or watching. Kind of who you service.
Excuse me. So the focus that I want to focus on is servicing people who want to coach, who want to lead, who are thought leaders, who are innovative, who are consultants. But that doesn't mean that you can't have a product like a beauty brand or something like that. I also believe you should have products. Masterpiece said it best with his chips.
Yeah.
The chips don't argue back. The chips sit on the shelf until, having that product that can sell while you sleep is very important to me for my clients. But I do want to work with the next elite generation of leaders, positive, impactful leaders. So that's where I really want to focus. But that can be someone who is in music, who has talent. But what I do focus on is now how to allow that talent to put them in a place to coach in one way or another. Maybe not traditionally like me, but that can also be revenue for them, as well as the products, as well as the services.
Mhm.
So that's what I focus on.
Somebody is asking, would you ever open another studio?
So I have a home studio. We have a home studio in New Rochelle. My dad is a musician, so when I closed the physical location, he built a home studio, and I should be moving to Westchester soon, so I'll have another home studio there. A public studio, I'm not too sure. It would have to be a big partnership for me to do that because I'm able to do music production at such a successful rate. Or in the way that I'm doing it, it doesn't compromise the quality that I don't have my studio. So there's no reason for me to have to open up another one.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And question. So I always ask coaches this question. So with the clients that you currently have,
Mhm.
what are some of the biggest pain points that they're
They're not clear on their brand. They have all these great ideas. They have passion, but they don't have structure or clarity. One of the biggest problems that most of them have is the problem that I had. I want to do all these things. I want to be known for all these things. And when I
Yeah.
niche, I feel like I'm compromising all my goals. But I teach them all these ideas are great. Um, don't throw them anywhere. Write them down, and they'll be fleshed out in a structure when it's time to introduce them to your brand. But what's work? What is the thing that you want to lead with first? What is the thing that you want to be known for first? And what is the thing that can bring you the most revenue right now? What's the most tangible thing? And we'll create a structure where we introduce all those other things because business doesn't stop. Your brand never stops growing. You can 2.0 products and services. So never feel like, oh, I'm all over the place. I have all these ideas. All you need is structure,
Yeah.
organization, and a good roadmap on how they play a role and add into the brand.
I love that. I love that. True. Because
Mhm.
we be wanting to do everything, honey.
Yeah, and you can. You just
I'm
got to do it the right way.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Chloe. All right, the amazing Miss TK Kirby. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Tell everyone about Kirby Creative Group.
So, Kirby Creative Group is a baby. It's 7 months old. I started in June of 2023. But before that, my background is in graphic design. I did that for undergrad. And then I spent 20 years in corporate America working for the big boys, the Hanes, where I focused on sports marketing and branding contracts or brand licensing-ships.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about that. You worked with the bigger companies.
Yes.
What was that like?
So it's what I knew. So fortunately, when I got out of college, I got the job with Haynes. And so that's all that I knew. But it was so much fun because, of course, when you work with the big boys, you get to interact with the other big companies. So with my job, I would be able to go to the NBA games and the MLS games and all the sports stuff. I went for free. And so that was one of
Okay.
the perks there. But you learn about marketing and how things work behind the scenes. And so um, the beautiful thing about that is having 20 years in that, when it was time for me to become an entrepreneur, and I say time, and I'll tell you about that a little later. When it was time for me to become an entrepreneur, I knew the roadmap of how to have those conversations with the big boys. So I was able to help my clients get to the point where they were ready to have that conversation and connect so that they could fortify long-term partnerships with the big boys.
Awesome. So now with Kirby Creative, are you just dealing with corporations now, or is it more, kind of sole props, or who are you dealing with now?
So I'm dealing with the small businesses. So those that look like me. And
Okay.
I'm saying I can help you get ready to talk to the big companies and form those long-term partnerships. And when I say long-term partnerships, my niche is brand licensing. And a lot of people don't know about that. But it is a niche that is taking off right now. And most people know it like, for example, influencers. A large company will go to an influencer and say, hey, we'll pay you X amount of thousands of dollars a month just to do a social media post. Well, that's a brand partnership. I take my brand as a person and you pay me to use my image or my name or my likeness. Well, big companies
Nice.
have been doing this for years, and
Yep.
we, the small businesses, just didn't know. And so now I'm taking everything that I know, and for those companies that say, TK, how do I prepare my business? How do I prepare my t-shirt business, or how do I prepare my hat business? To the point that I can actually walk into a Nike and sell them my product, and they will have a long-term partnership with me where they will let me use the Nike brand. That is actually a niche that when I started putting out my what do you call that thing? That thing that shield, that thing you put on your business thing. When I put out my shingle, I had people coming left and right because they didn't know someone could help them to do that.
Wow. Okay. You better work. And you just picked a specific area. You're like, okay, this is what we're working in, licensing. Because I've never really heard anyone kind of talk about
Exactly. So it's
brand.
an open field for me.
Yes.
But it's what I've been doing for 20 years. It's literally what I've been doing for 20 years. And I had no idea.
Come on, sound effects.
So I'm just doing what I always do. It's just that, unfortunately, people that look like us and people that, if you don't walk in those arenas of the Hanes and the other big companies, you didn't know that how to break that glass ceiling. So someone like me, without knowing about brand partnerships, I may look at TV and say, "Gosh, I have a great product. I wish I could partner with Nike," and never know how to do that. And so I realized that my niche is extremely small. I mean, there's probably 5 people that I know that come from corporate America and that are willing to have that conversation to prepare other small businesses to get ready to talk to a Nike and to talk to them about a 5 or 10 year contract. And
Wow.
because what I'm learning is some people out here, they're calling themselves entrepreneurs, but they're really just working for themselves. And I want to get them out of the rat race and say, listen, if you connect to a Nike, you don't have to work. I mean, you've got one contract for 10 years.
Yeah.
And that's $1 million or $2 million or $10 million contract. So now you're not out there hustling every day trying to find another contract to pay your rent. I want to get people out of the rat race.
I love that. And that's a good problem to solve.
Okay.
Good problem to solve. So my question for the both of you, since we got the branding ladies on, and they're well within their own rights, talk about how important it is, and Chloe kind of touched on it a little bit, about being clear on your brand when it comes down to your target audience, like being real specific. So like Chloe is very specific on who she wants to work with.
Mm-hmm.
You, TK, you're very specific. Okay, this is the small businesses, this is who I'm willing to work with, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But how important is that when it comes to branding?
Who would you like to go first?
Whoever.
Yeah, both of us are ready.
Yeah, trigger, go.
Okay. I'll go. So for me, it's very important. And when I teach it, I teach people not to just put like woman, age from this range, name that person, make that person your best friend. Where does she hang out or he hang out? What does he like to eat? What does he wear? What perfume does he like? Is he a football person or is she a football person? So you have to be specific, and it doesn't mean that you box everybody else out. Your brand is going to get to other people, but your marketing dollars are going to go much further when they have a specific person, an MVP, your most valuable person who's this is going to be perfect for. You know where to find them once you get that clear. You'll grow faster, you'll make money faster, and who's not for you would just know they're not for you and save a lot of time.
Definitely.
And just to piggyback off what she said, I find that a lot, even in my 7 months of being an entrepreneur, is when people are in front of me and I say, who is your customer? They're like, well, everyone who wears shorts or everyone who wears their hair this way.
Yeah.
And just to add to what Chloe's saying is you have to literally envision that person. What do they do? What do they think about? Like you have to sit down and go step by step. And so when I think I've had 2 clients when they came in front of me, they actually knew who that person was and described it to the point that I was actually in that moment with them.
Yeah.
It has to be that real for you.
Tell
and
a
when
story.
your brand can describe who your customer is to that point, I can take you far.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Talk about a client who you transform their brand. They're like, oh my God, thank you, Chloe. Oh my God, thank you, TK. What the tips you've given me, you've taken my business more than what I imagined.
Okay, so this time I'll go first. I'll just take over. I'm sorry.
TK, this is the TK podcast.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm back. So the phrase that I like to use is you are your brand. Mm-hmm. And your brand does not grow until you grow. And I tell that to every customer that comes in front of me and they're not really sure of their brand. I can tell you so many key points, but if you don't believe in yourself and if you don't stretch yourself, your business does not stretch. Your business is not disconnected from you. It is you. It is just a tandem of you or an adjustment of you or expansion of you, but it starts with you. You have to stretch. And if you're willing to stretch, you really can. The sky is really the limit. But there's some people that, they're not ready for that. And others are like, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. 2 specific brands that I love is one is my music production company. I'm married to my producer. And when I met him, I was getting my first master's degrees and I was ready to drop out. Like, no, I need to be a part of what he got going on. He was like, no, girl, you're going to finish this last semester. Mm-hmm. But when I heard his song, I was like, I have to be a part of the world knowing that he exists. And he went from that to Grammy consideration, NAACP Image Award nominee. He teaches the youth. We get government contracts. So that brand became so much more than he imagined. I built the recording studio with him, for him. That was his dream that he wanted before 30. We did it at 28. So he's one of my favorite stories, as well as Jordan Emanuel. She's currently on Summer House and Winter House. And I had a conversation with her the other day and she was like, why don't you tell my story more? And it's because I don't want to take away from anyone or make it seem like I am the reason. But when I said that to her, she was like, girl, we're here because you guided us here. We're here because we took your advice. We're able to do these things because we had you to manage, to consult, and to coach us through these things. So I'm shouting her out now. She's doing amazing.
Yes, she is. I know who she is. Yeah.
She's about to be on her 3rd season in TV. And these are things that we talked about. And I remember when she became the Playmate of the Year and we had a conversation. One of the Playmates was engaged to a celebrity at the time. And she was like, I think they're going to give it to her. I'm not too sure. And I said to her, if you trust me on this brand strategy, not only will you win Playmate of the Year, but it will separate you from almost every other Playmate. And she trusted me wholeheartedly.
And made sure.
She became the Renaissance woman. She landed the TV gigs, and we're about to launch a swimsuit line, 844 Swim. I'm one of the partners in the company, one of the owners with her, but this is her vision. This is authentic to who she is. She loves bathing suits and potatoes. So we are expanding those things now, and we'll be announcing the swim collection soon.
Congrats to her. Congrats to her. I love her on Summer House.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's
Yeah.
amazing.
Awesome. Awesome.
Well, she's also the co-founder for our nonprofit Women with Voices as well.
Okay. Now, is that a most recent nonprofit, or has that been?
Oh yeah, we have a nonprofit. We award women annually. We haven't done it since the pandemic, but we're doing it back this year. There are 5 of us. My husband is one of the co-founders as well.
Wow.
And our motto is changing the world one woman at a time. And for men, we do help them, because pro us doesn't mean anti you. So we award men as well. And we have some workshops, some free events and stuff that'll be coming up this year as well.
Okay, awesome. I had another question, but Queen Simon, what's the biggest adjustment from going from corporate to working for yourself? Anybody can go.
Well, I didn't work a lot of corporate. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 26. I did have a job for a year where I worked for the Department of Homeless Services, and I ran cluster sites. I
can't relate.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few gigs that lasted a few months. Unfortunately, a lot of them didn't work out for me. But what I did notice is that depending on your career, like I have a good friend, Tamika, she's on the chat. She's also one of the co-founders. She has a career, so it's not a job. And what I say by that is it's a family niche. They understand her value. They treat her as such. They accommodate to her. So when you have a career, you can move and grow accordingly. Same thing like my friend Sasha. She works from home. She's a UX designer, and now she's expanding. Even though she works corporate, she's expanding to doing consulting, and she's going to be in my coaching program on the side. So
that's amazing.
I would say Sasha. So the thing I would say is it depends on how you're working in corporate. You have to know the difference between having a job and having a career, and how you're able to maneuver, grow, or the respect, or how people treat you and understand your value is when you'll know if you're working a job or you have a career.
Absolutely. Girl, that's a whole show. I'm gonna bring you back. We're gonna have it as a segment.
I'd love to come back.
We'd like this. The chat would be on fire, just us talking about that. That is a show. TK, what about you, babes? Because you did the transition.
I did the transition, and I would say the main thing is discipline. Discipline and being willing to go get it, because there's no blueprint. When you're out of corporate America and you're on your own, you have to make sure you get up. You have to make sure you show up, whether you feel like it or not. It's not about your feelings. And you have to do whatever it takes to go to the next level. So you have to encourage yourself, use affirmations like you said earlier. You have to hold on to your belief. As a Christian, my beliefs, I had to hold on to them when it didn't look, good that day, or the business opportunity didn't come through. You have to learn how to encourage yourself, and you also have to be disciplined. Okay, yesterday was not so good, but I'm gonna get up today, and I'm gonna believe God that it's gonna be better.
Absolutely. Or you won't get paid. That's the big thing too. You get
or you won't eat. Okay,
so you don't get paid. That's the cutting you a check for no reason.
Oh Lord. Okay. So my last question to you two, before we ask how you can be followed, is we juggle a lot of hats. How are we practicing self-care while we juggle all these hats that we juggling? Real quick. Go. Whoever.
Okay, so that's my life's question, I would say.
Okay.
I went live the other day and I spoke about this. I'm very vulnerable with my audience, and I spoke about being obsessed with my work. When you would ask me what I want to do for fun, I just want to work. When I would ask my mom or my husband, can you watch the kids for me for a second? It would never be to get a facial or so I can do more work, because I had become one with the work. When people would ask me about a characteristic about myself, I would explain my work. So when I noticed that I had become my identity had become my job, my work, my career, I had to step back. I specifically have my girls. The majority of them are my co-founders for my nonprofit. I call them my fairy godmothers. They're the godmothers of my kids. Sasha, Tamika, Ashley, Shani, Tasha, uh who am I missing? There's 5 of us, but they check for me. They check for me, and they keep me balanced. They communicate with my husband to make sure that I'm keeping myself balanced. And I'm about to post it, but the other night, this is my office. I have a home office. I left my laptop downstairs for the first time.
So proud of you.
Like, it's, even though it's a home office, I took for granted that, this is the office for work. So I closed my door and I left my laptop here to come back and work the next day and watch the movie with my husband that night. And that for me was creating the healthy boundaries.
Yep.
I didn't experience burnout like most people did, because I wasn't chasing like I need to get this money and stuff like that. Thank God for my mom, both of my moms. One is my stepmom, but I don't like to call my stepmom. She's always invested in me. My mom always invested. So we have buildings, we have properties, but it's just the obsessive passion of really wanting to help and impact and change people's lives. But I also had to understand I had to lead by example and show people that what it means to be successful isn't just about the money. We're going to make great money. It's not about just the money. It's also about living in those life moments and being able to live while you're alive. So that's the concept for me of making sure that you're practicing as much as you work hard, but play harder.
Absolutely.
Boundaries.
I love that. PK.
So I experienced burnout doing corporate, just trying to go to the next level. So I had started putting some boundaries in place a few years back when I got really, really sick. And my doctor was saying, your blood pressure's high, things are going da-da-da. And I realized it was because I wasn't shutting down. So let me tell you this, these 7 months that I've been on my own, I have been having the time of my life. So during Christmas, for the first time in over 20 years, I was able to spend Thanksgiving with my family for a week. Then I went right back to Virginia and spent 2.5 weeks with them. I celebrated Christmas, New Year's, and I didn't even open my computer, not even once. And so that was such a beautiful thing because I was able to see them, love on them, enjoy time with them, and they had my undivided attention.
Well, amazing. Well, ladies, I would like to thank you all so much for coming on tonight, dropping all the gems, all the things tonight. I know that we're at the beginning of the new year. I know that we got our goals and our visions and all the things, and I know everything is going to align and happen in the way that you would like for it to happen this year. I know it's going to supersede your expectations. And so I just thank you guys so much for coming on today. And I look forward to connecting with you guys outside of my show, but connecting with you as well. Y'all make me want to go get on planes. We got Atlanta, Georgia, and New York in the house. Y'all make me want to just go get on a plane. Amen. So thank you guys so much, and I will be in touch. Mwah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies. Give these ladies some chats, some claps in the chat, please. They are amazing, my ladies who brain. Okay. So up next, I have two amazing ladies. I got my local ladies today. So I have Courtney Hicks, who is the owner of Mindset Collection watch brand. And then we also have Ty Threets. She is extraordinary of everything, executive leadership coach. She has a podcast now. She's author. She does it all, honey. And we're going to add her into the Jackie of all trades, honey. So everybody give them some hand claps in the chat. Yes, welcome the ladies. Love y'all. Okay. So I'm going to start with the amazing CJ Hicks. CJ is a dear friend of mine. CJ was introduced to me through another mutual friend of mine. Again, I talked about it a little bit earlier, but the power of networking and getting out there. She's my networking buddy. We go to events together. We now add Ty to that equation in the networking ministry. Ty just became a board member for DFW Network Chamber, and I got to go to my first event on last week, and it was a lot of fun. And so thank you, Ty, for inviting me and having me there with you. Guys, if you're not a part of a chamber or your local organization, you guys got to get out there and do it. You just never know what connections you may make. And I've already made connections just from that event alone. So yeah, it's crazy, crazy. So first, I would like for the fabulous CJ to introduce herself and talk about her amazing brand. And then Kesha, once CJ is through, I need you to do a zoom in on me because I'm supporting my girl today. Go ahead, CJ.
All right. Hey, everyone. I am CJ. Real name Courtney, but I do go by CJ, so you guys can call me whatever you feel like. But I am the founder and CEO of Mindset Collection. We are a luxury women's watch line. And our mission is to really inspire the ambitious woman to really go after her dreams and to recognize that power of her mindset. And where it can take her, and to really believe in herself in order to turn her dreams into a reality. And so with our watches, we believe time is luxury. Okay. Time is a luxury, and to have that luxury piece that's also going to not only enhance your focus, but to give you that daily reminder that you may need to just keep you grounded and executed throughout the day. And so we are our luxury watch brand. And when we started our brand, we really didn't find a lot of watch brands that looked like that I looked like me, to be honest. And I wanted to fill that and change that void. So we are on the mission to and on a journey to building a luxury watch brand that is owned by a Black woman.
I love that. Which I love so much because you don't see that. You see Caucasian women or men, owners of watch lines. You don't really see us. And then good quality. So, okay, Cash, you can put the camera back on me now real quick. Like, all right, close up moment. All right, so I am wearing
that thing shine.
CJ's watches. This is the rose gold when it's funky fresh, dressed to impress. And then I have my bracelet on. So CJ has these amazing bracelets. You can't see the writing right now. It says "Dream big, achieve bigger," and she has these, and they have all different little sayings on them. But they're really encouraging. So yeah, showing off my Mindset Collection watch.
Yeah.
Jay, that's how I was gonna rock it tonight. So CJ, so talk about what made you say, hey, I want to turn this into a business. Yes, you don't see many companies with women of color running watch companies. What made you say, I'm going to do it?
To be honest, before even realizing that there weren't a lot of women in color watch brands, I wanted to turn this into a business because I really just wanted something that can allow me to have the time and the freedom to be able to spend with my kids, which is the entire reason I started my brand, was for me to be able to have that time and that freedom to be a present mom, because I knew I was getting ready to start growing my family. And I knew I wanted to just have kids back to back to back and then knock it out and get it out the way. But I wanted to turn it into a business. So that way I can eventually, hopefully, be able to create generational wealth for my kids and for my family, and to have something that is ours and that has started from the ground up.
Love it. And she has the world's cutest kids. Tell everyone how old are the babies.
Yeah, so they are babies. A 1-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 4-year-old. And then I have a bonus 14-year-old.
And they are so cute, and they know my name, and they remember Robin. They know my name.
They do.
I feel the love because they know me and they know my name. Okay, but they're so cute though. So
thank you.
So talk about the importance of networking as a mompreneur, because you're juggling a lot, but then trying to get out there and network, and you do photo shoots and all the things. So kind of talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the power of networking. Wow. I would say I wouldn't even be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for me being able to network, collaborate with other women. because that is what's going to build and how you're going to build your brand. I'm in a season right now where networking, being able to attend multiple events and a lot of events is really hard because I am with my kids 24/7. But being able to get creative and find ways to still network, whether it's virtual, whether it is over the phone, whether it's through Zoom, being able to really build connections and build relationships with people. I've always considered myself a people person, and I think that's been one of my strengths to kind of make it easier with networking, is that I can get on the phone with somebody, we could talk, and we can start building a relationship over the phone. But I really, this year, have focused on building doing a lot more one-on-ones with people, and really focus in on building that relationship with that person, because ultimately if you're not able to build a relationship with somebody, it's going to be really hard for them to, one, believe in you, and to talk about your brand and to share your brand with others. You have to build that relationship first. And I have found that networking has done that for me. I've been able to grow my business, grow my relationships, and really just personal growth, grow with my journey as well, just personally and professionally, with meeting women throughout this entrepreneur journey that I've been on so far.
And one way she's been doing that, she's been having these photo shoots, and it's a great way to not only meet other ladies, but you're getting some branding shots done, all the things in the process. And so if you guys want to know more about that, feel free to reach out to CJ to get more details on that. Also,
Absolutely.
if you're in the Mamapreneur tribe, CJ will be doing a lunch and learn on work-life balance as a mamapreneur. So you must be in the Mamapreneur tribe to be able to attend this particular lunch and learn. And invitation will be, the event will be posted soon. And if you want to know more about how to get in the tribe, let me know, and I can send you that link to join the tribe. CJ, before I get to Ty, do you have any watches to show?
Absolutely. Well, a watch is always going to be on my wrist.
Yep.
No, but I'll show you guys real briefly just the different colors that we do have. So this is Robin had this one on, which is the rose gold. Real quick, on the face of all the watches, they do have the word mindset on the face of them, and this is to keep us inspired, grounded, to really keep us in check, because we live in a distraction type of world, so we need something that's going to get us back on track with what we're really trying to accomplish in life. So just to share the different colors, this is our all black one. We have a coffee.
The coffee one is cute, honey. Yes.
Coffee. And it says mindset on all and everywhere that you can possibly think of the watch. They are all stainless steel and water resistant as well. So definitely some great quality. This is our gold one. And this is our blush one as well.
It's so cute.
And then real quick, Robin also mentioned our bracelets. We do have affirmation bracelets. On all the bracelets, it is a affirmation that is going to just keep you in that right mindset, just kind of align with what you're going with or what you're going for, and really trying to keep you motivated and inspired throughout your day. So when you look down at your wrist, you're going to get multiple reminders, but you're going to get back on track if you happen to fall off. But it's just so important to just be in that right space and focus if you really want to turn your dreams into a reality, because anything is possible when you set your mind to do something. And when your mind is set, you're going to absolutely do it. So yes, that's what I have for you guys.
I love it. Thank you so much, CJ. Just
Absolutely.
awesome. I'm so proud of you. And I know you got some things going for the year and so far. And just I know that things are just going to go up even higher from here. So I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Next to the amazing Ty. Ty, so tell everybody a little bit about yourself And I got questions. Go.
I'm sure you do. Thank you, Robin, for having me back again. I'm excited to join and just excited to watch how your platform just continues to grow and how many people it continues to serve, which I think is super important in the small business community because we're all small businesses now, but we look at being able to be on the course list later on.
Amen to that.
There we are. But I am Ty Threeds. I am the CEO and founder of Write the Vision Consulting Group. And I too started out in corporate in a career that I loved very much. And I was so good at it that I learned that my skills were not only transferable, but they were highly sought after. I always say that I was an entrepreneur at heart forever. I probably tested every business idea my mom ever had and figuring out how to make it come to fruition and just continued to test it. And I did it in corporate for years. And I just decided that, you know what, I'm going to take a leap of faith and I'm going to go out and I'm going to build a consulting group that helps small to mid-sized corporations. And I specifically focus on them because I come from large enterprises. And one thing I love about that is I can tell you how Fortune 100 companies run their businesses inside and out. And I take that same information and I apply it to the small businesses so that they too can become the competitors of the Fortune 100 companies tomorrow. And so anything from the whole strategic point and startup to execution, which is my favorite part because everybody loves a good idea. But if you don't have a way to actually make it happen, then it's just an idea, right? And so that's what I absolutely love. I love when I ask people the question all the time when it comes to their businesses, what is it that you need more of? And without a shadow of a doubt, whenever I talk with small businesses, they need more clients. But my question is always, if you had more clients that came in tomorrow, are you ready to serve them? And that's where that true operational efficiency part comes in. Do you have the right people in place? Do you have the right processes? And are you leveraging the technology that's needed to help move your businesses forward? That is also the piece that helps aid in the work-life balance and growing your companies, right? So I can take a break, which I absolutely did. I take the last 2 weeks of every year off and I factor in summer vacation. But it's because I have the right processes in place in my growing businesses. And so I love pouring into the small business community. And so while I may serve a little larger companies, I am always in the community trying to figure out how to help smaller businesses just truly shift their mindset. Because I really do think owning a business is a mindset shift of realizing that the only difference between you and your idea today and that large company is the way in which you think and how you run it. So that is my consulting, and I say group because we are growing, and I'm very happy that what started out with just myself ended up being, now I have the capacity to bring other people on and serve more people. And so I didn't see that at first, but I'm grateful for people that saw that in me and kept pushing and saying, when was I going to hire them? And so, here I am. So thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome. So you've added some other things to your repertoire.
I absolutely have.
So I talk about my webinars and all the things. And so Ty had the opportunity to sit in on one of my webinars about podcasting and getting started and all the things. And so now she has her podcast. And I want you to, two-part question. Talk about your experience on my webinar. And then I want you to talk about your podcast.
Absolutely. So first off, Robin, I always say this to you, sell it and scale it, right? Because you are doing all the right things of just learning the things that you have learned and then being able to translate it over as a coach to other people that are breaking into different areas. And so for me, when I saw that you were hosting the podcast course, the first thought was, how do I support her? And the second thought was, how do I make sure that I'm on the right path for the things that I am doing as well? And so I was so just delighted to be able to see how you not only you have a wealth of information and you can share it all day long, but it's something to be said when you know how to package it. And I think that that was the greatest thing in that course that you taught, was that you packaged it together well from point A to point B in terms of like, this is what you need to do. These are best practices to be able to launch a podcast. And so anyone else that is looking at launching a podcast or leveraging as part of their growing business, they should reach out to you. So
thank you for that plug. February 6th, people. It'll be coming out soon. All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead, Ty.
And for me, I love, like, as the branding ladies were talking, they were singing to my heart, because when you start out with one thing and then you start realizing how it grows and expands, you find yourself back at the board of like, now I'm kind of going through another rebranding exercise. So I started out with one line of business, which was consulting to other companies. That's what I knew in that world. And so as it continued to grow, I had more people that are like, hey, do you speak? Absolutely. Not only am I thought, leader in my industry, but I am a person that just passionately, if you've ever met me, I'm going to passionately pour into others. I'm going to tell you can do it. I'm going to find the best part of you. And I'm going to let you know that you are special and you're great in your own lane. Right. And so people are just drawn to that, and I'm a wealth of information and knowledge. And so that's where the whole podcast piece came. When I speak, people are looking for more of that. Where is that? And so my podcast, while I absolutely love everyone, I have a unique passion for women. And so I do say that it is for empowering women in business and in life, because that's just me in a nutshell. In the midst of it all is the name of the podcast. And so I always say, in the midst of life and everything that's thrown our way, what's really happening? What is that thing that God is really saying? Because I promise you, it's not exactly that one thing that we believe that it is. And so not only did I grow from having consulting to going into a podcast, but I was just continuously asked all the time 2 questions. One, how did you do it? How did you start a business? And so I wrote a book about it. And it is From Strategy to Execution. It's the ultimate business startup guide. So those that are looking at what are those things that I should be considering, it is not a checklist. It is to open your mind to understand, when you have an idea, who are those people and things in place in the process to help you get to where you need to go. It is not a solo journey. And then the next thing I get all the time is, well, what does it take in order to survive in business? And that is where Faith is the Formula came from. Because I will tell you this.
All day on that one.
Yes, ma'am. There is not a blueprint in this world that exists that can tell you the single thing to become successful in business or in life, but you better have some faith the size of a mustard seed that believes in your vision from the very beginning. And when you have that, and you can always anchor back to that and remember your why, then you can continue to flourish. And so that book is packed with encouragement. You will find scriptures, you'll find everything you need in there, all the affirmations and tangible things that you can actually implement to help you really soar in your journey. And so I've heard great reviews on it. I haven't posted them all, and I'm waiting for more to come in on Amazon, but I have the books, and then also I do have a couple workshops coming up. Well, one, I have an offer as a coach, because there are a lot of people out there that are trying to make a great escape from corporate to some form of a business, whether it's a consulting or not. And so I have put together a 12-week program that really helps you. And please, if you're thinking about making a jump, reach out beforehand, because there are some strategic moves you should be making before. And people like us that end up on this side, we learn it. And so that's just my words of wisdom. If you can plan beforehand, reach out. But we definitely have a program that is geared toward people that are looking at transitioning from their corporate careers into another field, whether it's consulting, coaching, or something else. And then also another thing that I found, which presented another need, is there's a lot of people with service-based businesses, and they are trying to figure out how to price. So I have a pricing strategies for service-based businesses that will be coming up. It actually will be an online workshop so that it can service people across the state. And so look out for that. I'll be posting that information next week on my IG, so follow me there. But yes, I have just been growing. I started in one corner, and then, God just kind of helped me take off from there. So
amazing. I'm so stinking proud of you, both of you.
Thank you.
Stepping outside of just the norm. And I think especially like CJ, for what CJ does. Because she stands out with her brand and what she does. I don't know if you know that, but
Well, thank you.
You stand out. Because when you think about it before we close out, the networking events you've gone to, have there been on any other watch companies there?
Mm-mm. No.
If you go and research right now, watch companies, even with the aesthetics of the pictures from the photo shoots, all the things, just your branding as a whole, you don't see anyone like you. And that's how you're going to always stand out.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Robin. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I enjoyed myself. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in as well. I seen a bunch of people that was just from all over the place. So
That's the thing about this show, honey.
I love it.
We're not just CFW. And thank you, Ty, just for, always being such an encourager and the wisdom and all the things. And I cannot wait to connect more with the chamber, with you, and all the things. Thank you all, audience, for tuning in tonight for episode 59 of the Mamapreneur Podcast. The gems were dropping throughout the show. I hope you learned something today. Not learned something today. Tune in 2 weeks as I get to showcase and spotlight more fabulous entrepreneurs. And again, if you're interested in being a guest on this show in 2024 as an entrepreneur, please reach out to me via at Mamapreneur Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, IG. We're everywhere.
All of the things.
So head over to my personal page right now as I go live for paparazzi. See y'all in 2 weeks.